What is up guys, it's Naff here. So over the past few days I've been doing Slayer from levels 80 to 85. Now this took me 28 Slayer tasks in total, and I did just want to share the results from that. So here are the tasks I did. I thought it would be relevant to show them all, as the loot that you get from Slayer and even the experience is heavily dependent on what tasks you have and I guess what type of gear you'll then fight them with. So here are all the tasks. Completing all 28 tasks did take me 22 hours in total roughly. So one thing you're probably noticing is a lot of the tasks at this Slayer bracket don't give very good loot in terms of unique drops. So that did mean the majority of the loot was made up of alchemical items and noted items such as herbs, bars, ores and things of that nature. Although I did invest in rune metrics before starting this video just to make things easier on me as an Ironman, so it was very easy to track. Although one upside is a lot of the tasks were relatively quick. To complete all 28 did take me 22 hours in total. Now with that in mind, Black Demons and Waterfiends did actually take me a fair bit of time, usually around an hour if not a bit longer, even when I was wearing tier 70 with sharks. That being said, Guthans is amazing. Any task I could melee, I was easily able to just camp and complete with ease. So there we are, 85 Slayer. I'm pretty happy with how quick that was. It did only take me a little bit longer than 2 days. So now let's jump into the loot. So what I've done is use the data tracked by rune metrics to just withdraw what I actually got as loot. As an Ironman, I wasn't able to just sell all my bank for this video, and there was no better way to keep a track of it. So being able to tell what was actually gotten through Slayer, and here it all is. Now, I couldn't fit it all onto one tablet naturally. You may notice already there's no herbs, so I'm gonna split it into 2 or 3 tabs just to make it easier, and so nothing too important gets left out. Now on that note, junk will be left out, say rune javelins or things like that, which don't really have a value or a use in the game at all, I'm not going to include. So the first inventory is just the bulk of the resources, so ores, bars, gems, runes and logs mainly, and also all of the charms I got and the coins. Now the coins are primarily from all the alchemical items. I did get a lot of battle staves and rune items and also adamant. Now of those coins, so rune metrics did track that I actually got 1 million of those coins just from monster drops alone, not including alcs. Now the value of all these resources is 2.9 million. Now about 750k of that is the ghostly essence, so it's not worth too much at all. But adding that 2.9 mil to the coins does equal about 9 mil grand exchange value. Okay, so here we have tab 2. Now tab 2 does contain the remainder of the noted and snackable supplies, which was all the herbs, a few herb lore supplies like limpwork, root and snapegrass, the arrows, some of the more valuable bolts and arrows I got, and upon looking back I did notice I left out a fair few steel bars, so that's the remainder of them, and also I forgot teak and mahogany logs, but there you go. That's the rest of it. Now these two aren't tradable. I didn't realize that until I was price checking, but regardless, I'll just leave them in there. They're somewhat useful for Ironman, but this is pretty much it. Now the only really noteworthy things here of value are things such as the one of Zamorak, surprisingly only with 37, they're still worth a lot. They're pretty much 10k. The Rana, I did get a fair few of them, sitting at 92. But for the most part, there was nothing in particular worth more than that. Realistically, the one of Zamorak was the most valuable thing at 346k, so rather meek indeed. But regardless, this whole tab was 2.5 mil roughly, so definitely not too impressive, but I'm an Ironman, I won't be selling for that grand exchange value, and I'll get some use out of those things. And lastly, I'll just jump to the final tab, which will just consist of some of the unique items I got. Okay, and here we are with the final tab with the unique jobs I got. Now, I wasn't lying when I said that the Slayer tasks that you get at around 80 to 85 are really quite dull. I couldn't bring myself to out some of these dragon items such as dragon boots. They used to be worth so much, and the alch value is very low, so I'm just going to keep them. Dragon long, I didn't have one, I thought I'd keep it, it's sort of cool. I got the Triskelion key off a mutated Jadinkos baby. I got 2 of these, which I'll use at some point. I do want to do that boss, but regardless, pretty cool drop. And then a few chewed bones from the Mithrils. I was surprised to get so many from just one task, so I may do them at some point in the near future, or just hold on to them, I'm not sure. And then honestly, the only thing here that's remotely good, for me at least, the fire cape. I was really happy with that. I'll probably be handing in this fire cape to be able to do the fight kiln to work on a lava cape, but I don't think I'll do that soon based on how much I struggled getting this. I I did it in the first attempt, but not too confidently. I can't imagine myself doing the fight kill at this point. And I also got a crystal weapon seed off of one of the elves that I killed, so I'm not too sure if I don't have the smithing level to use it at all, but I'll look into it if it's worth using in the future. So last but not certainly least, I'll just be looking at the experience I did gain during these 28 Slayer tasks. So having a look, I did gain 4.5 million experience overall. Now keep in mind that consists of 4 Jack of Trades going into Herblore. Now that's the only reason why I didn't track Herblore, because I was using Herbicide, but when I did end up using the Jack of Trades, it threw the measure way out of the water, so I just excluded it. Now I did get 4.9, pretty much 5k summoning experience just from gold charms being eaten by my Charming Imp. I nearly got 18k farming experience just from Seed Aside, which is pretty impressive. The majority of that was from the Jadinkos task and the Dagganoth tasks. They both drop a lot of seeds. And then looking at the combat experience, I did get about 1.2 mil between the 3 melee, defense, strength and attack. I got nearly 1 million in Slayer alone, nearly 800k in hit points, 852k in range and 324k in magic. So I was actually surprised that I used magic the least. I thought I'd be using it the most because magic is pretty powerful, especially for an Ironman, but I couldn't help myself using Guthans most of the time. And in terms of a lot of the Slayer tasks, they seem to be weak to range a lot of the times. Black Demons, Waterfiends, Ascension creatures, and also when it comes to fighting dragons, I've only got, in terms of one-handed weapons, the only good one I have right now is a Krill's crossbow, so that was another reason why. And as well as that, I got nearly 43k just from Bone Crusher, so pretty happy with that. So that's everything for this Slayer video. I do hope you enjoyed. If you have any feedback, by all means let me know, and thanks for watching.